Hello, my name is Leanelyn Tolentino, and I'm a mechanical engineering student. The title of my project is Solar Photovoltaic Implementation Strategies for Improving Building Energy Efficiency. So, since Hawaii is an island, it heavily relies on imported fossil fuels, which make the cost for gasoline and electricity the highest in the nation. However, fossil fuels are non-renewable and have negative impacts in our environment, to include contributing to global warming and ocean acidification. And because of this, Hawaii seeks renewable and cost-effective energy alternatives. A promising solution is solar energy because it's renewable and also abundant in the island. This project explores the effects of solar panel orientation and building improvements on energy efficiency for a school building at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, which is Everly Hall. This building is located in Waikiki. So Waikiki was once a marshland full of crops, but now it's a tourist area. There's a lot of infrastructure, there's a lot of buildings, a lot of hotels, which is actually really promising for this project, or like really great for this project, because that means there's a lot of roofs that we can utilize for rooftop solar panels. So the design that I chose, or the building that I chose, is Everly Hall, as I mentioned. And a reason why I chose this building, not only because of its location, but also it possessing a hip roof. So that means that the roof actually have sides that point north, east, south, and west, which is ideal for analyzing the optimal orientation of solar panels. After some testing, I determined that the south-facing solar panels generated the most solar energy, which can be seen in Figure 5. Next, it was time for me to analyze the effects of building upgrades to Everly Hall. So in Figure 6, you can see me seeing the effects of upgrading the roof, wall, and window individually, and also the total energy savings from all of these three installations at the same time. So the most energy savings is from rooftop installation, and it saves 3,155 kilowatt hours of energy, which is the most in comparison to the roof insulation, not the roof insulation, the wall insulation and the window insulation. However, with all of the three upgrades combined, 5,646 kilowatt hours of energy can be saved. With the entire roof covered in solar panels, 265,341 kilowatt hours can be generated through this for this building alone, which is 11.5 times more energy than what is required for Everly Hall, which can be seen through Figure 4. So this excess energy can be used to power up neighboring buildings, but it could also power up other things in building that require electricity aside from AC. But if it's too much in excess, reducing solar panels would also be an optimal choice. The next thing that I try to analyze is the effects of trees to building energy savings. And I found that while trees can provide shade, they also obstruct solar panels. So that means that the solar panels don't receive as much sunlight as it would without the trees, which makes that solar panel generate less energy. So in comparison to insulation, insulation would be more effective for building energy efficiency. So in conclusion, if you wanted something more accurate, proper measurements should be done for the building. I based my size of the building on Google Maps, but for more accuracy, if you wanted to see a more accurate effect of roof upgrade, wall upgrade, and window upgrade, someone should measure the height of the walls, the height of the roof, the size of the windows exactly, just for a more accurate analysis. But also for future work, if you wanted something other than rooftop solar, there's also solar canopies and solar farms. So I actually looked at solar canopies for a resort. It's Carlton Resort, as seen in figure 8, and I did solar canopies for the parking lot. And with just 2,000 solar panels, 1,024,084 kilowatt hours of energy was generated for that resort. So if you wanted something other than solar canopies, a mix of rooftop solar, a mix of solar farms, there's a bunch of work that can be done in this field to figure out what's the most optimal in terms of cost to install these solar panels. But another strong finding, as I mentioned earlier, is that south-facing solar panels generate the most solar energy. So if you were tight on budget, focusing these solar panels southward would be very effective. These findings offer actionable strategies that schools and hotels can adopt to lower emissions and improve energy security for Hawaii. Thank you for listening.